Hey, Atlanta. Brad Stevens here, your president for 2020-21. And this is the first of a video series we're going to do called Maximizing Your EO Journey. And so you'll be able to see this video and all the other ones that we're putting together, small bite-sized videos at eoatlanta.com/maxEO. And creating this based on my own experience, I've been in EO now for 7 years, is still uncovering things to maximize the journey. There's so many great elements to this organization, both the local chapter and globally. And a lot of times don't even get a chance to unpack that until many years you're in the organization. You keep discovering those. So hopefully going to fast track some of that for you, along with the welcome series. A lot of the new members, if you're a new member, you've been receiving, kind of dive in behind the scenes and just focus on one little key bite-sized thing that maybe you haven't heard of before and kind of uncover that. And we'll do that in each of the series. So I'm going to minimize myself down here real quick and I want to pull up. And a lot we're going to focus on, part of this is the website for EO Network. So as you know, we have the eoatlanta.com, which is our local chapter website, but then also eonetwork.org. As you know, as members, that's where you log in and you have access to a bunch of other resources and tools. So in this first video, part of what I'm just going to encourage is to all of you to just take some time, through the years, if you've been in EO for several years, maybe you fractionally have engaged some of this, content here and there, seen, with all the emails. I know we get a lot of them with all the value that the organization brings. But just take some time to go log into your profile, into eonetwork.org, and just go drop down, each of these different menus. And I tell you, I just took an evening and had a beer and just dove in and was just amazed at really what's behind the scenes, just to, as far as value, things I get to be taking advantage of in the organization, as well as just learning more about it overall. For example, some of you may not know as members, but a lot of people ask about the finances and how funds are spent. You can go to About EO and go to financial reporting, right, and see all the kind of financials behind the scenes. So each of these, just encourage you drop down in each of them and just take a look, dive in, see what's available from the EO podcast learning platform. A lot of resources for forum, membership, and just some additional detail, which I'm going to jump into one of those in a second. If you're on the board, member leader, highly encourage you to consider that as well and kind of joining the board at some point. You can get some additional resources that will show up in your login. And then a ton of things here we'll be diving in as part of our bite size as far as my EO matrix and a number of others. But one I want to draw to you real quick, particularly during the situation of COVID and dealing with healthcare, is something I've taken advantage of. A lot of people aren't familiar with. If you go to membership and you go to member benefits, and you'll go in and see a lot of the things that are listed there, forum, learning events, and so forth. Our partners, global SAPs you can take advantage of. But here's one some of you may not know about. It's called the Health Network Foundation. The EO actually has a partnership with this. So as a member, you get access to it. So if you go down here and click on it, and I've been able to take advantage of this myself, my family, my father got very sick. We were able to leverage this. My wife had a situation as well. But in essence, basically, it's a nonprofit organization that organizations like EO can be a participant of and members get access to, that if you're ever dealing with a challenging health situation with a family member, you can pick up the phone, call this group. You can get a hold of them. When a situation happened with my dad, it was, late on a Saturday evening, 10, 11 o'clock. I had to go to the ER with him and was able to call and get someone who could respond. And we were going to be waiting for hours, and they were to fast track us to a doctor at Emory we were able to work with. So basically, they have feet on the ground at a lot of the top hospitals throughout the country, in Atlanta and otherwise. And if you need help or support, you can call them and they can fast track, help locally navigate the situation. Now, obviously, there's probably a lot more demand and things that are going on during the COVID era that we're in right now. But I encourage you to visit this portion of the site. Go in, look at it, take a read through. You can see how the program works. Save this phone number in your cell phone. You'll be amazed at the resources. My wife had a crazy situation we were navigating, and we were trying to see a local doctor. They told us it was going to be 2 months out because the specialist we need to see. And using Health Network, we got in the next week to a top specialist. So highly recommend you check that out. So that's the last I'm going to cover as far as the quick series here, the how to maximize your EO journey. So go eoatlanta.com/maxEO. You'll be able to see this videos and others. We'll do bite-sized dive-ins into some areas to get the most of the experience. So until next time, take care.